We've reported about the teacher shortage here in the Hoosier State, and there's one school subject that really needs help filling some spots. Get this, 67% of Indiana schools are reporting math vacancies. For colleges, there's been a 27% decline in math education candidates since 2010. Well, now there's a company called XR Technologies that's committed to solving this problem. And joining me now to share how is Kevin Burkopes. Good morning, Kevin.
Good morning.
Thanks for being here.
Thank you for having us.
You have to tell us, what is XR Technologies?
It's interesting to explain. So we're like a math department as a service. So we work with all schools across Indiana as partners, and we run all or part of their mathematics programming so that we can have a grow your own teaching process for them, to where the educators that work for us then go and work for the schools.
Very interesting. Okay, so how will this help the teacher shortage, this program that you're all doing?
Well, it's probably worse than what people actually imagine. Schools across the state have had to fill mathematics positions in a crisis way for actually decades.
Wow.
So what we do with schools is that we find talent, and we believe there's talent in their communities. We remove a lot of the friction and stress to have that talent be able to work locally, and honestly the type of diversity and talent that we're looking for exists in the communities directly. We don't want to ship people into communities. We want the ones that work there right now and live there and are raising children there to contribute to their schools.
The ones that are passionate about their community and they want to give back.
That's
I mean,
right.
and as we've reported, like we said, there are thousands of openings, and people probably just don't really understand how deep that hits, and it always goes back to impacting the students, right, in the end.
Yeah. So I mean, anyone that's a parent wants the experience to be the best for their child. And
of course.
We actually think that those individuals who have that passion, that live in those communities, can teach mathematics in their schools and do an excellent job with the type of programming that we have and the type of support.
Okay, so how can candidates earn while they learn? Tell us about that.
It's like an apprenticeship. If you think about the idea of what the education system provides us, these are publicly funded positions where these vacancies are funded by the state to be filled with really talented individuals. So while they're working, they get a licensure program, and soon they'll be able to finish bachelor's degrees and other things as part of that program too. We want that job to be highly fulfilling and incentivized for the talent to join, and we don't want the cost for these updated credentials to come out of the teachers' pockets.
Exactly. So the State Board of Education has approved this. So what happens next?
Well, we have a real issue. There's hundreds of positions in Indiana. As a talent pipeline gap, we produce roughly 38% less teachers than we need to fill those positions. And this isn't just an Indiana problem, this is a national problem. So as we start to finalize the work and the partnerships in Indiana, then we start to move to other states that have the same type of problem. As we look nationally, the amount of teachers needed in mathematics is about 138,000, and there's no one coming. And I think all of us that have children want to see something different in the education system. This is really a way to do that.
Why do you think there is that gap, that people aren't going into the mathematics field?
Well, the incentives are wrong. A lot of other sectors provide the opportunity for people to look at a mathematics background person, and they're attracted to IT and healthcare, data science, and other things. The incentive, what we're trying to provide, is that this is a pathway into a career, and a career pathway where you do have the heart to serve your community and the children in it. And now from there, as you get more experience, you update your credentials, potentially you move on to another industry. We should embrace that. Education, when you are wrapped around with a type of management and programming like we have, it really allows the teachers to be excellent as soon as they enter the classroom, and then pursue their own career path after that.
Well, this sounds great, Kevin. Before we go here, how can people get involved if they've been listening, like, okay, I think I might do it?
Well, we really want them to apply.
Yes.
We have communities and schools all over Indiana that need you right now. And if it is in your heart to want to be a part of this and be a part of an education system, serve children, we can help you be the best math teacher possible. And look us up, look at the idea of what XR Technologies provides, and if it speaks to you, we'd love to hear from you.
Wonderful, Kevin. Thank you so much for being here this morning.
Thanks for having me.
All right, we'll put a link to XR Technologies on our website. Just go to fox59.com/links. All right, still much more ahead news, your local forecast right after the break.